Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello guys, welcome back with me. And today I got something to make this video interesting. I got the chance to interview this guy. His name is Dennis Paul Nino Sanchez. He's a Philippines and he studied at Stanford University about computer security, and this guy is pretty amazing. So let's go and look at his achievements. So he is an author to the Mind of the Black Hat book and The Way of the White Hat, which is a pretty interesting book. So without further ado, let us start the interviewing session.
I need to wear a jacket so I look formal.
Ay, dagdagan bro.
Maybe you present this to your school and then
my
your school will see you.
Wow. Sudden change of appearance.
No dangerous. Okay, what is the first question?
Okay,
Okay,
before
yeah,
I start,
okay.
just introducing myself. Is that okay?
Okay.
So, my name is Muhammad Arfan Maulana, and I am a student of an IT boarding school, which the name is IDN. And my major is application development using Android and web platform, and I really appreciate you for spending the time with me, making this interview becoming a reality. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So, sir, my first question is actually just to know you better. And can you tell us a story about yourself? Like, how did you become a hacker?
Oh, I don't really consider myself a hacker, but more of a what you call a penetration tester. But yeah, I guess underground terms, if we refer to that, then yeah, maybe you can consider me a hacker. But let's just say how it all started. Maybe it's because of my love of playing computer games, and I wanted to create my own game. So I enrolled in a course which is computer science, where you learn programming. But you know, in my school, there's a lot of influence of the underground culture for hackers, and I got to see all the activities that hackers would do, including the criminal ones. Okay, but of course I chose not to be a criminal and chose to work for security after that. But I did learn all these things. That's why it was a good chance for me to, use it to help others secure their networks. So I won't consider myself a hacker, but more of what, like I said, a penetration tester or a security analyst. Okay.
Okay.
But yeah, that's pretty much how it started. It's really started with creating computer games and learning how to cheat games too.
How did you feel?
Yeah, because you called hacking too, right? When you're like finding ways to cheat the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, so first it was just all about fun, and then it became quite serious. So I started learning how to help the police and the military in catching hackers or defending against hackers. So that's why it became serious. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
what's your next question?
does the police even use something that the hackers could hack?
You mean because everybody's using almost the same computer system, whether it's Microsoft or Linux or whatever server, it's almost the same. So if you can hack any computer, you can pretty much hack the computers of the police as well. But sometimes it's the government who doesn't know what is the right way to protect themselves. It's usually the people from the private institution or from the profit-based organizations that have money to really study and learn this. So nobody really helps the government as much.
Mm.
So that's why I took the challenge together with some of my friends to learn more about cybersecurity and, of course, help the government, including the police and the military. Okay. So
So
does that answer your question? Your question is, can it be hacked? Yes, it can be hacked. Anything can be hacked.
Wow.
yeah, so basically the first thing to hack is to know how the computer works.
Yeah, the best. Well, not necessarily that you have to be an expert in how the computer works, but at least for a certain, because there's gonna be different parts of the computer. There's software, there's hardware,
Yeah.
right? And then there's firmware used in IoT, but then there's different programs. So you want to be good in one platform or one program first, and then that's the one you can hack. Like for example, if it's a website, you want to be very good in how to build websites, like HTML programming, maybe Java, and then later learn about web servers. Okay, how does a web server gets implemented? And then maybe later how do they save data? Like, do they use databases? But how do you connect the website to the database?
Yes.
So you learn another programming like ASP, PHP. So all those programs and hardware that revolves around websites, that's what you want to be good at. Okay? So then it will be easier for you to study how to hack them.
So what school did you go in to learn about hacking?
Oh, there's no school. Actually, everything I'm teaching in my courses, I learned it myself, or I studied it myself. The truth is, back in the day, there's no school for ethical hacking or cybersecurity. We had to learn it by ourselves. But then now, there's I'm a teacher for those schools, and there's curriculums built for students who want to learn, so to make it easier. But if you ask me where did I learn, I pretty much learned it myself. There was not much help back in the day.
Wow.
Yeah, so we know how to learn about servers. I mean, me and your dad, we work as teachers in schools or trainers in schools, which tell people how to use the network, use the server. But it was all about building. If you want to learn about hacking, then you kind of like study it in a reverse method. You try to dismantle, or you try to break it open. So that thing, there's really no book for that back in the day. It's really more of I guess you can get a lot of help from the community or joining the underground forums. They can teach you a lot of things there.
Okay, so I've seen a little bit of your LinkedIn, and I saw that you're an author to a book called The Mind of the Black Hat, and also The Mind of the White Hat. What does it contain? The content of that book.
The first book, The Mind of the Black Hat, was to talk about what goes on in the minds of the cyber criminals. So it includes what are the current attacks that we see today, the way hackers talk to each other, and what are their skills and their tools. So there's a little bit of demonstrations and some activities also in the book to give the reader an idea of what hackers do. But it's more of exposing to the reader what hackers are usually after and how they do things, so you can protect yourself against them. Another part of that book is actually forensics. So what are the ways that you can try to detect and then try to catch the hacker? But it's all revolving around how does the criminal think, right? So you know how the hacker thinks, then you might have a better chance of catching him. Well, the other book, The White Hat, is about penetration testing. It's an activity that security personnel or security management would do. They would audit their systems, but there's a proper way of auditing it. And of course, you need to have the skills of the hacker as well. So the right process to do it, the right items that you need to watch out for, and how to create a proper report. Because that's the main deliverable. That's the main product of a white hat. Okay. Actually, the title is "The Way of the White Hat," which is talking about how they do it, what is the proper way of doing a penetration test, and of course how to do it legally. Okay.
So how do I get the book? Is the book already sent worldwide?
There are some bookstores. I'm not sure if there's one in Indonesia, but most of the bookstores I've seen have sold out actually. So what you want to probably do is just order through Amazon.
Amazon?
Amazon or Barnes and Noble, and then they can ship the book to you. I try to make the cost very cheap. It's like maybe I think $9 only, or maybe even $7 if I'm not mistaken, to go ahead and see it. I made it very cheap so everybody can afford it. And yeah, it should be available at least online. Do you have Kinokuniya
What?
bookstore there?
Yes.
Is there a bookstore called Kinokuniya
Yeah, that.
in
Oh, yes,
Indonesia?
there is.
Yes?
Yeah.
You might want to go check. You might want to go check if they still have a copy.
Okay.
But if not, then might as well just go online. I think it's cheaper actually. Online is cheaper. It's just that you have to wait
Yeah.
for the shipment. Okay, so any other question?
How do you enjoy
Uh,
your activity?
so right now you're doing classes, right?
I'm sorry?
Right now you're teaching at a class?
Yes, during the day, that's what I do. I have a contract with a company here in Singapore called New Horizons. So I would teach courses such as CEH or Certified Ethical Hacker and CHF High, which is Hacking Forensic Investigator. Okay, those are the most common courses that I teach. But I'm also a member of an organization in Manila called Next Gen Tech, where my position is actually the Chief Technology Officer. And
Whoa.
those guys, the IT team, the technical managers, and the IT administrators would report to me. But one of those services that company really does is what we call penetration tests. So let's say a bank would call us and they wanted their website to be audited, then that's where we do all the legal procedure, and then we try to hack their website and then give them a report after. So pretty much that company revolves around security. We teach them how to defend. We sell them the products as well. So we're all those vulnerability scanners, those firewalls, those antivirus programs. We're also a reseller of that. So that's pretty. I mean, I do a lot of things, to be honest. So two things that to mainly describe what I do. At the daytime, I'm an instructor for New Horizons Singapore, but in the evening or in the weekends or on my free time, I pretty much spend helping my team in Manila, Philippines.
Great.
Okay.
So you work with the police, right? To test their security?
Actually, I don't really work for them under their roster. I'm actually a consultant.
Oh.
I am a consultant for the National Police and our National Bureau of Investigation. So it's like my country's version of FBI. Okay, so I help them track down possible criminals, and yeah, I help them come up with cases
Masih mayan nggak?
if somebody reports a cybercrime that happens.
Ada waktu buat ngerjain nggak?
So do you have any special moment when you deliver a class?
I'm sorry, do I have what?
A special moment when delivering a class?
What do you mean special moment? What exactly does that mean? Like my favorite thing or?
Yeah, your favorite thing when you're delivering a class.
Because hacking is already very special, and hacking is already very interesting, right? So I would say that everything is special. Everything in the class is almost a special moment because when you have students really wanting to learn, how hacking it is, and then they see how incredible it can actually be, and if you know that you're doing this for good, and you're doing this because you have a very good intention of helping other people learn how they can secure themselves or protect themselves, then I think every moment is actually very special. So I feel very blessed that I have this job. Not only that I need something that's very interesting, but I'm also very interested to share what I've learned. So that would probably be the answer. But yeah, if there would be probably one or a few things that we would say is when people will go ooh, and when people will go like, wow, you mean
Amazed.
that's how easy it is, and something like that. When people get excited about seeing somebody's password or bypassing an authentication, and able to hack a system. Just like this morning, I hacked one computer and I turned on his camera, and then everybody was like, wanted to put tape on their cameras now, on their laptop cameras. So it works both ways. One, they could be very happy, or they can be very scared. You know, so both are very exciting.
This is probably the last question.
Mm.
How long do you think that it took for you to understand how hacking works?
How long will it take? You mean?
I want to learn.
It's to learn IT. You can't really fake it. So I would say maybe at least 1 year to learn just the basics of IT. Hardware, software, and all that. And then hacking it will probably be at least 6 months to be able to start, doing something or that it's usable or serviceable. But if you want to be an expert, because I can consider myself an expert even after like how many years already? I think I'm in here for 15 years, but there's still so much to learn. And, but at least I would say from 1 to 2 years, that will be probably the number of years that you considered knowledgeable, or we could say proficient enough to be used in a service or used in an organization. Because you can't fake it. You can't fake IT. If you don't know it, you don't know it. Simply like that.
Yeah.
And you have to be exposed with a lot of techniques. Okay, so you really need to be patient and persevere. You have to constantly encourage yourself, because nothing really happens in just 1 week.
Yeah.
Although the course is only 5 days, but that is just to show you what you need to learn. You probably want to spend at least 6 months to learn everything inside. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So anything else?
No, thank you very much, Mr. Dennis. So
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you also for inviting me.
you're welcome.
I would like to share as much as I can. So maybe I'll tell your dad about my upcoming seminar. I think it's going to be next week. It's going to be a free seminar. So
Oh,
maybe you can sign up for that, and you can learn more about what we do.
I
yeah,
love it.
sure. I would
Oh,
love to
actually,
go.
Bangdan, you can actually find it on the New Horizons website. I think they're opening a new time slot for evenings, so if you can still join.
Yes.
But if I'm not mistaken, already 100 people are there. All right, so go ahead. Join that. Like, share, and subscribe. Just kidding, I don't have a channel.
Okay.
How you
Again.
face coffee?
All right,
Thank you very much.
welcome.
I really appreciate it, and I hope you're having a good day for now and the upcoming days.
Oh yeah, thanks. Okay, I will. Thank you.
And yeah, I'm looking forward to joining your class.
Yeah, sure. Try to see, go to that website, the newhorizons.com SG website now, so you can see if you can sign up for that free seminar at least.
When is it starting?
It's sometime next week.
Next
But
week.
yeah, go ahead. I'm not really sure. I'm just being told like 2 days in advance, and then I just get ready. There's too much things in my calendar right now. I'm not really sure when it's when. So when it's gonna happen. So go check it out.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Denise. Back to my father.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Dennis. So, how are you doing during this pandemic?
Oh, I'm stuck in Singapore. There's a lockdown in Manila airport, so I can't fly in. And my problem is if I fly out anywhere, I might not be able to come back in here.
Oh, okay.
And I spend most of my time here in Singapore. So yeah, this is the first time I stayed in one place for like 2 months. Yeah, it's always every 2 weeks at least I will fly out.
Whoa.
So I'm really quite bored right now. After 2 weeks, I'm like bored. Get me out of here already. But then I lasted for more than 2 months now, so I'm not sure how long I'm gonna last.
Sabot pa niya na.
But I think things are getting better. They say in Manila the malls are starting to open and they're starting to adjust things here in Singapore too. So hopefully within the next month, I'll be back and running, or should I say flying? You know.
Yeah.
Okay.
How about Bambang? When you come to Singapore? Are you in Singapore now or in Indonesia?
No, in Jakarta. Last time I went there on February.
Yeah, I think I saw you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but when will you? Do you have the Horizon have any plans for you for any courses?
Yeah, but I cannot
Maybe.
fly. I cannot fly.
Oh yeah, I guess not yet, right? But I think they're having some courses also that are online
Yeah,
courses. So if I'm not mistaken, there are some instructors that have to do it online from Jakarta as well.
Yeah, okay. I'll look forward for it. Then,
Okay, so just let me know if there's a need, okay?
yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
I think that's all, Dennis. Thank you very much for
Yeah,
your
awesome.
time. Awesome.
Okay, awesome. Awesome. Bye.
Yeah. Thank you.